Hey, speakers, we're going to go ahead and get into it. So go ahead and like and subscribe, and let's get started. Hey, my speaker fam, how's everyone doing this Sunday? Hopefully, everyone is enjoying their Sunday thus far. I missed y'all. I know I dropped a video on yesterday, but I kind of miss, doing my regular scheduled programming. Of course, I've been kind of going through some things. And again, I want to thank each and every one of you that have reached out to me, showing support, inspirational words. I appreciate it so very much. Now, of course, as you see, we'll be going over the recap and review of Love and Marriage Huntsville that was actually named Speak Now or Forever Holt Your Peace, which is actually episode 5 of season 6. Now, of course, before we deep and dive into everything, please go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, and go ahead and turn those notification bells on. You will not be disappointed. So, first scene that we have here when it first come on, we actually see where Courtney and Stormy is in the actual warehouse. They're kind of looking around. I guess they, call themselves calling a meeting with the other staff members to kind of lay down some new rules and regulations. If I'm not mistaken, I want to say they stated that this warehouse is new, so I guess they want to have a fresh start and kind of lay down some new rules. So they kind of went through that. They asked the staff if they had any questions, concerns, or what do they feel could be different or better. Pretty much all of them agreed that they need more hands. They needed some help. And if I ain't mistaken, wasn't that like maybe 4 to 5, maybe 6 people in attendance at that meeting? Now, don't get me wrong. Maybe these were just the only ones they chose to be on camera, but you got to have more employees than this handful. With the thousands of orders that is said to be delayed or not shipped out, I know I can see why you got so many complaints. Because if you only had this handful of people, then and you pushing out products that's supposed to be distributed to stores, um e-commerce orders, how are you making this happen, ma'am? Now I know it's supposed to be where you kind of try to save a dollar, but if the saving the dollar is doing damage, that might not be the angle you want to go with. On top of the fact that you have to be willing to roll your sleeves up and get to packing some orders. We see how Mel would be, in her in her little warehouse or what have you, packing together her orders. Sometimes you got to do some things, because I am one of these firm believers that I believe to be at the very top of a chain. Say, for instance, everyone knows I do sell candles. God bless me and able me to open up a storefront. My storefront becomes big. In order for me to sit up here and become the overseer to this store, I feel like, yes, I should know how to stir a candle. Yes, I should be able to tell you everything that was used in a particular candle, what size wick go on that candle. I think I should be able to handle every level of that job, all the way down to clean the bathroom. Now, that's just me. Everybody may not feel that way, but to me, when you're looking at a company, you would think that even at the top, you sometimes have to come on back down to the bottom and do those things that we might not want to do, but we need to do what we can do to help, push our company and our business on. Because I'd rather get my hands dirty than for my name to be dirty and my brand to be dirty out here in these internet streets. It Bad word spreads quicker than good words. But anywho, so Stormy says that her team is like family, and it kind of really, I guess, hurt her to, have the tough conversation with them. She kind of got teary-eyed, which I'm not understanding at that point. What did you say that you felt that you got so emotional? Because in my opinion, keep it 1,000. These look like random people. I'm not gonna even hold you with it. I don't know. Like I said, it just looked Anywho, we gonna move on. It just didn't look authentic to me. But anyways. So then we did go ahead and we see where Mel and her team is to all meeting up, where they are going over her numbers. They went over like the numbers for the sales that she has made thus far, publications, going over fashion week, and also, them letting her know we finna, spread this out. We finna push you internationally where you'll be able to be seen and noticed internationally. So that's big. I mean, that is big that we have someone, for one, in her business adventure. As far as I know, I want to say maybe it's been a year since 7th Avenue actually launched, however, but either way, we have this lady that we've seen her journey from beginning of season 1 all the way up to this point here, and regardless of everything and stumbling blocks that she may have had to endure. We don't know how many tears that she had to cry. You don't know how many times she wet her pillow up at night, but she was still able to rise in the morning and push through. And we see where she is now. And not only are we seeing it, but everyone else on this cast is seeing it. To me, this is what bothers Martell even more than ever before, because he wasn't expecting for the damage that he done. He didn't think that she would use that damage as a motivation to be a bigger and better person. He thought that she was going to be pretty much in Arion state, rocking on the couch, looking crazy. But instead, she used that pain as motivation to push through everything that tried to break her down. Everything. Even with the other cast members. As you can kind of see now, I know they had their little come to Jesus meeting, and Carlos wants all of them to get along. And a lot of scenes to me look kind of scripted and it seemed fake. But I think everybody understanding the assignment. And I think the assignment here is we got to make it look good. And also, I do feel as though if you can't beat them, join them situation. Everybody on this cast know Mel is making the most motion on this whole entire cast. Can't nobody sit up here and lie and say that they don't see it, they don't know it. They know what it is. And they want to add her on the Black Expo because her face is going to bring the crowd. She has the biggest platform. Her name ring bells. Nobody is checking for Letitia. I mean, she started something with her daughter. I'm not really sure how that's doing. From my understanding, Black probably did really, really well when it first opened because everybody just wanted to go be nosy. But I'm not sure what it is now. We seen what the reviews said as far as credit one. Even with the show thing, we don't really hear them making too much buzz or sound with that. Melody is the only one we keep hearing ringing. She just dropped a whole nother single yesterday. So at this point, they already know if we trying to do anything or get anywhere, we got to team up with Mel. Now, I don't think Mel is gonna just reach out and open arms because she already let it be known. I ain't doing nothing for free. Get with my management team. We can see what the numbers looking like, and I guess she say, you had your chance as a friend of mine for me to help you. You ruined it. So now you need to check with my management team and we'll get those numbers together. I know that's right, Mel. Put them in check. And Mel also went on to say that, sometimes it is a lot. A lot of times it's a lot, but she do everything she do because she want her children to still maintain the life that they had prior to the divorce. She don't want them to have to suffer any type of consequences or, their livelihood to be affected because of the demise of the actual marriage. And I applaud her for that. And she also said that pretty much she is all about protecting her peace, and anybody or anything that's coming in her ways that is going to affect her peace, she not with it, she not for it, she not entertaining it. And to me, in this life, in the world we live in, that is the best thing to do. Protect your peace. If that means distancing yourself from friends, family, anyone that is not bringing you peace, do what you got to do. Now, in this next scene, we did see where Letitia and Marceau is meeting up with the CEO of the Slutty Vegan. Now, this, I got to say, I feel this was a great move because the Slutty Vegan is a very popular chain. I know in Atlanta. I have not personally tried them, but I definitely want to because I've heard some really, really good things in reference to the Slutty Vegan. And pretty much Letitia is kind of making a proposal that she would like to maybe do a collab between Slutty Vegan and Black. So they kind of didn't really kind of go too much more into it, but that would be very interesting to see if that's something that, they would move towards. I do think it is a good idea. Hopefully she get her speech or her presentation or whatever. I hope she get somebody else to help her work on it, so she won't go up in that sounding the way she was sounding in that core 5 group or core 6 group, because you please don't go embarrass yourself in front of nobody else with that. Please get it together. But I do think that it would be a good idea, because especially if they don't have anything, of this caliber there in Huntsville, I think it would do really, really well. So that's just me. But anywho, we did see where Maurice and Kimmy did come to Black as well, and they have their Slutty Vegan burgers. And Tisha was like, "Where mine?" And they was like, you better go get you one." I guess they say you was just sitting there down here with the CEO. Don't tell me you trying to collab with somebody and you ain't even tested the product. Knowing Tisha, she did. Sound about right. But anyways, they go on, and Kimmy said, pretty much, what do you think about the meeting the other day? And Maurice asks, how is it going? How is it going to work with Mel and Martell at odds? And pretty much, Tisha said, if we just focus on the business end of it and let them kind of deal with their own personal issues. Basically, in a nutshell, Tisha saying, I don't care nothing about what they're going through. I just need Mel to do this here. Matter of fact, we don't even need Martell. We mainly just need Mel. Y'all can leave Martell out of this. But anyways, Kimmy asks again, is this just your event? You could tell that Kimmy is really trying to get to the bottom of this, because she goes on and let her know that people, want to be paid for their time. People want to be paid for coming out as their brand. They want to be paid, and pretty much we know what people we talking about. It is Mel. Mel has a lot of things going on, and for her to pretty much slot off this time to do this, she, is expected to be getting paid, because she could have been packing orders. She could have been did a hosting at an event. She could have been down in Dallas doing a photo shoot with Jay Bolin. I mean, there's so many other things that she could be doing, or she could have just been spending quality time with her children. So her time is precious. The same with Kimmy. We're not gonna, discredit her like she don't have nothing going. This lady, have been going through medical issues, and I'm pretty sure we don't know what her energy level is at this time. We don't really know, because we don't hear too much about what businesses they have going on. But at the same time, who want to really just be moving? And girl, is, they got coats on, it's at in the cold for free. Come on. I don't think her intentions is good with the Black Expo, but I don't think she fully thought it through. And so then Marceau said, y'all have Maurice, told pretty much Marceau, y'all have some hard decisions to make. And Marceau said, no, we don't have no hard decisions to make, because I'm not paying nobody. Period. He said what he said. What's up? He said, I ain't paying nobody, so I ain't got to think about it. And he's standing on it. He's standing on it. So we'll see what happened, y'all. Anyways, in this next scene, we do see where Marceau go over to speak with Martell, and supposedly Marceau is going to help Martell study to get his builder's license, and in return, Martell is going to help Marceau train and get his body together. And both of them, to me, sound like you. Like, you. Like, what? I can't. But anyways, Martell said that he feels as though the idea of the expo is a good idea. You see how quick I just skated on past that because I can't entertain that, y'all. I can't, because that is just not what's up to me. Martell asks about Mel and Tisha being so cordial. Now, see how he did that? He's slipping it in there because he knowing in his mind, I done said and done everything to bring division with these people. And you see how they kind of starting to talk, how they getting chummy. He don't like that. He don't like to see that people are starting to gravitate towards Mel again. He like it when it's everybody gang up on Mel type, type deal. He said that Mariah had pretty much emailed him and asked him to come to the party. And, so I guess that's when he made in his mind he wanted to go. Now, I'm not going to say that this child did not email him because, again, we see him in a certain way because of the things that he has done. We see him in a light of being an adult. But as a child, this is her father. And children don't look at their parents like, unless it has been, just outrageous or something to that nature. Children tend to not really be that way. Like, I am my big old age, and you can't tell me my daddy has done no wrong. I am a daddy's girl. My daddy's only child. And you can't tell me that my daddy didn't done no wrong. So in this child's eyes, you have to understand that she's torn. She's torn, and it's a shame to me that Martell put her in this position to where she has to pick a choose. You see what I'm saying? Or that she has to feel torn, because had it been a cordial situation, we wouldn't be going through all of this. You would have gotten an invite. Perhaps even with everything that you've ever done and all of that, Mel is moved on. She's moved past that. And say, for instance, we had gotten to where we're in a cordial, good place. It could have been a situation where you and Sheree could have gotten an invite. You see what I'm saying? Because people do tend to get in that place when you're dealing with two mature adults. But if you still have one still trying to find its way back home, and you still have one that's trying to manipulate the situation, it just make it hard and bad for everyone involved, including them kids. And that's what's sad about it. But anyways, so I guess we'll see him, later on, coming up to the party uninvited. So then it goes back to Courtney and Stormy, and oh my God. Really quickly, they sit down, they do a whole bunch of chit chat with the cousin named Junior and Stormy fired Junior. The end. Now, I ain't never known nobody in my life that got fired and find it funny. I mean, to me, this was, first of all, why do we come back here? Like, normally we don't kind of spin the block on certain scenes. So can anybody tell me why we spent the block and came back to them? Because they wasn't doing nothing in the first scene. Like, these scenes could have just been deleted. I don't think this woman have a storyline. I don't think they really have a storyline. And so this is what we doing. We find the so-say cousin from the business, and he laughing at it like it's funny. So either he didn't ever take the job serious in the first place, or this is made up for this TV. I mean, one of the two, because I ain't never known nobody to get fired and thought that was funny. I mean, but anywho, carry on, honey. Ooh, oh my God. Anyways, going on to scene 6, like I said, I wasn't spending too much time on that made up scene, in my opinion. So then we see where Mel is at the party. Everyone has arrived, everyone is greeting them, and then we see where Martell is making his way through the crowd, which I didn't take a picture of that one, but Martell, you could see Martell walking in. So when everyone was thinking that Martell, after he made the big scene in the doorway, we was thinking that he was made the scene and kind of bogarted his way in and walked through, whereas he was walking through prior to, and then she asked to speak to him, and they were going outside for them to speak, and that's how that went. But yeah, so he didn't barge his way in. I don't think he even went back in after everything that transpired. But anyways, so pretty much Mel did ask to speak to Martell outside. As we know, pretty much how that went, where they were kind of going back and forth. She, was letting him know, I don't have a problem with you seeing them, even though this is an odd year. You can still pick her up or pick them up after the party. You can still see them. But as for this is a private event and we didn't invite you. He getting all irate. She threatened to call the police. He letting her know, call the police. Oh, he like, Medea, call the popo. I mean, like, he really getting off. And he said in his confessional, he wasn't worried about that because normally things go in his favor. Did you hear that? He said things normally tend to go in his favor. So he don't care about that. He didn't care about the police. And this is a situation. Now, I don't know, have it gotten to where I'm pretty sure the police has been called before. I don't know how, sometimes we tend to, just even with our kids, keep on and you're gonna be punished. Keep on, I'm gonna take that phone. Keep on, I'm gonna take that phone. And you never do it. So then now you're selling wolf tickets, and your children know you're selling wolf tickets. So they keep doing it because you keep threatening them and you never do nothing. So I don't know if this is a situation where Mel always threatens to call the police and maybe she don't. Or is this a situation where she do, and then when they come out, she really don't give the gist of everything and they just let him go on about his way, because he says clearly it always go in his favor. And that's his problem now, that he feel he can do any and everything he wants. And I'm trying to figure out, when does it stop? Because I do see that Chris Fletcher was there. I don't remember seeing like Marcel or Maurice or anything. So I don't know. I know Tisha was there, but I did see Chris Fletcher. I would love to know, what did you and Chris Fletcher talk about after this scene? Because I'm pretty sure he followed you outside. I would hope he did. I want to know, because Nell was there. I want to know, what was the conversation like after you walked out that door? I want to know what somebody had to say. I want to know what production said, because even Mel said herself, a lot of this was cut out. A lot of her parts was cut out and edited. And we know that that was going to be true, because we know that Carlos King then went on a whole promotional campaign to make him look good, because come the night, he gonna be doing another fool and acting a clown on RHOA. So with this, all of this going on this show, and then you on a whole nother show and network doing the same thing, that's not a good look for you. So let's hurry up and get ahead of all of this so we can sell you to the public as, like, you not really that person. It ain't working. It's too late. And he gonna keep making you look the way you look. And it's sad. It is sad. So then it go on, where they go to the, kind of last scene. He leave, and of course Kiki and Tisha was sitting at the table together. It was nice to see Kiki and Tisha actually sitting there being cordial with one another. They were just pretty much talking. They all sat down. Mel joined them, and asked, had Kiki and Tisha, talked since that. And pretty much, Kiki said that, yeah, they had talked, but, they still had some things that, she kind of wanted to map out. But of course, they'll do that at a later time. Pretty much they taking like baby steps to get back where they need to be. So at that time, Mel did go ahead and extend the offer and the invite to Kiki to the upcoming tea party. And she made it clear, I ain't feeling Tiffany. Don't worry, Kiki, I ain't feeling her either, honey. Now, I know this is TV and she got to come on with the TV, but to me, I think she coming off a little strong. She coming off a little strong. So I don't know. But anywho, y'all, that was it. Until next week. Drop down in the comments and let me know how did you feel about this week's episode. To me, I will say, let me just go ahead and give it like another 8. And the only reason it got 8 is because of the scene with Martell and Mel. Because the rest of it was, you could have kept it. Had this been a show minus the scene with Martell and Mel, this show would have been a 4. Easy. Because it's just not bringing. Nothing else in this is bringing. But anywho, y'all, drop down in the comments. Let me know how you feel. Let me know how you feel about Martell and his shenanigans, and all this mess he got going on. Let me know about Stormy and what she got going on with these employees. And did I see 4 or 5 employees, or am I tripping? Let me know. But anyways, y'all, that was it. Go ahead and like the video on your way out if you have not already. Subscribe to the channel and go ahead and turn on the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever another video is uploaded. And again, thank each and every one of you. And please be on the lookout. I will be doing the recap and review of Real Housewives of Atlanta, which I will try to get that video up for you by tomorrow. So anywho, y'all, thank y'all, and y'all have a